Hi everyone, I wanted to do a replay of the Royal Bank of Australia's rate statement last night. It was a 12:30 a.m. report, so that would make it 7:05. It was the day after the 4th because it was after midnight. I have the trade set up already. I'm using a first tier of 20, a second tier which was between 30 and 35. I'm using 33. You could see that up here, 33 and 20. And I'm using a 20 tick stop. You can see that as well. So my time, I have to set that properly. Go to 12:29:20 because I'm using 35 seconds to get set up for the trade. So that gives us enough time in advance. So let's set it up. Let's see where our pivots wind up and our tiers. We have some magnets. The central pivot is right there.
Order pending.
A lot of pivots on this chart, a lot of pivots. So that's okay where it is. It's right above, and then this one is okay, maybe one down, okay, because our tiers are pretty far. This I would put right under, and this I would put right under, okay? We want to be below support and above resistance. That's the way you do the trap trade, below support, above resistance. I don't have a cancellation time on this trade. The bank reports are a little bit slow to get going. Its report is now 12:30, being released just now. I'll probably give it 30 to 45 seconds. The bank reports we give a little bit longer, usually a little bit longer than a 20-second cancellation, depending what Jay says on the high rate. Now, very interesting, if you had moved your tier down to the central pivot and just above the central pivot, we would have been filled. Okay, but I did not do that because it was right above a pivot, and that's, you know, a decent place of support. Nowhere near as good as the central pivot, the PP, which is a very important pivot. So I could be yelled at for not having done that, and because of that, it looks to me like the trade's going to be canceled because we're 50 seconds into the trade. I'll give it a minute, and then I will cancel it. And I'll show you what will happen if we do it the other way, okay? And I'll do it quickly. 56 seconds, 57, 58, a minute. I'm going to cancel the trade, but I'm going to cancel it by doing
Order
it manually.
canceled. Order canceled.
The reason I'm doing it manually is I don't want to have to reset my strategy. I can leave it.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
Okay, so all my orders are canceled. You double check by squinching it up.
Order canceled.
And now we're going to redo the chart. I'll put a random instrument on again just to clean up the chart. Ninja has that craziness, so 6A, 916. Okay. And I want to make sure my time, I should have set my time first. Okay, because now I'm going to have to do that again. 12:29:20 gives us enough time for the report. I think we're okay on the index. Let's do it right. Let's do it right. It's always better to do it the right way, not rush. 6A, 916. See how you get a little more space? And now let's start the trade. Everything is set. Nothing changed. So let's move. I'm going to change where I put my tiers, though. Okay, I'm going to use that central pivot.
Order pending.
Now watch what I do. Instead of leaving it, I'm moving it down, not because I knew what it was doing, but because the central pivot is so powerful. And I'm just going to do these exactly the same. Okay? Now watch what happens. We're going to get filled at that central pivot. All I'm showing you is what happens. We have 10 seconds until the report's released. I'm just showing you what happens because the choices can be discretionary. Okay? There's no law that says you have to put it right above the central pivot. It does make logical sense. It does make a little more sense than leaving it at the R1, which is a weaker, less influential pivot. So let's see if we get filled. We'll give it 30 to 45
Order
seconds.
canceled.
We get filled, and
Order filled.
The reason I did that is I happened to know how this particular report was going to play out, so I hit the close button. That's probably cheating. My point is, I happen to know for a fact that if you would have kept your stops in place, even if you didn't take a quick profit, you would have had to stay in the report the trade for about 5 to 7 minutes, 7 minutes roughly, to get a profit, but you would not have been stopped out. So if you went for that quick profit like I did, you would have been out of the trade pretty quickly. My point is not so much whether it made a profit or not, but how to set up the trap trade and how to use the pivots to your advantage so that you get filled properly in the trade. Okay, everybody, this is Lee Goldstein. I hope you learned something. Please send me an email, lee@jobbbracketbreakout.net, how you liked this, if you didn't like it, anything. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the trade room.